Hi everybody, it's Liz with 143 Handmade, and I just wanted to show you how to fold a paper heart. You know, it's one of those super simple things, but it is a super cute way to add some writing space into your journals. You know, and you know, you've made this beautiful page, but you know, with all these stencils and stickers or glitter or whatever it is, but you now have nowhere to write. And you maybe want to add a few thoughts, and so this is a great way to do that, and it can just be tucked into a little tuck spot or just clipped on with a paper clip. And it works with you need a rectangle. You cannot fold a paper heart with a square, just not this method anyways. So I thought it would work well with the book page, but that one seems really uneven from here to here. Like this side is really off, so I'm going to go ahead and actually set that one aside. I think it works best with true rectangles. I mean, this one's a smidgen off, but I think it'll be okay. So, first thing we do is we just take one corner and fold it down to, you know, all the way to the side. You want to put this point on the side and make this a nice coarse point, and then just flatten out that way. And then I like to flip it over like so, or flip it around, not over. And then I make this point line up with that point, and then just again, just use your fingers, use your hand, use your bone folder, however intense you want to get with your folding. It's totally up to you. And then let's go ahead and open one of these up. So I know what I'm doing. You know, it's one of those things that, like, you know what you're doing when you do it quickly, but when you slow down to show somebody else, you're like, wait, what do I do? What do I do? What am I doing? Okay. And then what you want to do is you want to open this back up and fold that, you know, make those two flat, and then take these corners. It might be easier to just go ahead and inverse this fold first. Yeah, that makes that quite a bit easier. You really want to make sure you get your fingertips in there and get your point really good. And then take one of your corners onto this corner, lining up those folded edges, like so. And fold that down, like so. I don't know the terminology, you know, like, because I know in origami there's all these, like, proper words and all these, you know, this is how you do it and this is how to explain this fold. I don't know the words that well, but I do know how to do this, you know what I mean? It's one of those silly things. But, okay, so now then you take your little, flip these little pieces here and fold them up. Just want to say I appreciate every single one of you and how much, you know, we all tolerate each other's, you know, not necessarily knowing the correct words all the time, but still getting the point across. I love that we are a part of this artist community that is so generous to each other and so kind and supportive. So, okay, so we went from here, fold those guys up, and then fold these in like so. I know, it's like, how does that become a heart, right? How does that become a heart? That becomes a heart by flipping it over and folding this down. And then folding this up into that crease. You're going to bring this bottom edge all the way up into there, like so. And then to make your heart, so you've kind of, I don't know if you can see it yet, but you're starting to get your heart shape. What you want to do is what I do is I put my finger down here, roughly where the point is, or just a little bit over from it. And so that way that creases nicely, and fold this up like so. You've got several layers of paper here, so it doesn't fold super easy, and you don't want to try and fold it super harsh. You know, this is something that we are planning to open and close, interact with, you know, and so you don't want the creases to be, you know, super harsh. And then you open this up open up the sides and you slip these guys in there. See how we're starting to get our heart shape? And then you just take this guy and you kind of I tuck my thumb in there and kind of roll it around my thumbnail, like so. And you just need the smallest little bit right here to tuck in, and that's all you do. Just tuck it in like so. And so I'm going to show you that again. Just kind of roll it around my finger like so, keeping this tight. And then it doesn't matter if they're not exactly the same angle. Then you tuck it in, and now you've got your cute little heart, you know, with whatever you've written on it on the inside. And so I'm going to show you that again. The couple of different pieces of paper, I think. I don't know, we might just do one more because that does take a second. But this is the flyleaf sheet out of an encyclopedia, so it's very thin, but it's quite large, so that would, you know, you could get quite a bit of writing on it. So here's to save yourself the trouble of inverting that other crease, doing it the other way. You could just do it this way, where you do the one crease and then you open it and you do the same thing, only going the other direction. And then when you open it up, you've got, you know, your creases going in the right direction. So I love the gold leaf little flash that the edge of these pages have. So I like to get in my corner folded nicely. And then I grab this corner. And it kind of, you know, like once you start doing this, you'll figure out, you know, ways to make it easier, and how your brain wants to do it, and what order, and, you know, all of those things. But you know, this is one of those old school, like middle school, high school note passing folds, you know. I don't even know if they still do this in schools anymore, but we sure did back in the 80s and 90s. You know, passed a ton of notes folded this way. So, just thought it would be a fun little addition, you know, especially for, you know, those of you that are of an era with me, you know, of the paper note era. It's a great way to add a little something to a high school memory book, you know, anything like that. And, you know, these you can fold, you know, in all kinds of different ways. Just play with it and decide how much you like that to be pointed or to be flat, you know. It's totally personal preference. There is no right or wrong. This is just, you know, like I said, one of the million ways we folded all of our little notes back in the day, and I thought it would be a fun little way to add some writing space, you know. And then, like, see, this one I even decorated by put little stamps on it. This one I put a stamp just on the outside. So that it was, you know, you could still theme it, is what I'm saying here with that, is that it just, you know, just because this is very nostalgic for me and it makes me think of high school, doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, everybody's gonna think that. And this would be a cute little addition to a, you know, a little girl's journal or something too, a very feminine, you know, something of that nature. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate every minute we spend together. Thank you.